Hi, my name is Brandolyn Hall. I am a nationally certified counselor and professional school counselor. Today, I have been invited to speak to your church about social media networking for our teens. It is a parent and student forum. What I hope that you would take out of the program is an opportunity to learn something new about social media, learn what popular apps are among teens, and ways that your teen can remain safe while using these very intriguing, very fun apps. Thank you for watching and have a great day. Some stuff you guys will know, some stuff will be new information. I'm going to introduce a term to you guys called turn and talk. Do you all do that in your classes now? No. Alright, turn and talk is when you turn to your neighbor. So pick a neighbor to turn to. And I'm going to give you a topic and I'll give you an estimated time that I want you all to talk about a subject. Okay? So today's subject is social media. What I want you to do is turn and talk to your neighbor. You have two tasks. One is I need you to give me a working definition of social media. And two, I want you and your partner to turn and talk about as many apps that you all can think of that are social media related. Do we understand our directions? All right, turn and talk. You have 2 minutes. Okay, which talk group wants to give me a working definition for social media? What's your name, hon?
Clive.
Clive? Wonderful to meet you, Clive. Who was your partner? What's his name? Ask him what his name
David,
is.
yeah, I thought it was
No, ask him what his name is. I'm sorry. Say, I'm sorry, I forgot your name. But remind me.
What's your name? Your name is Jalen, right? Jalen.
Jalen. I'll say for Clive and Jalen. What was your working definition for social media?
A way of communicating online.
A way of communicating online. Okay. Anyone want to add to that definition, or completely that's not what you came up with? You wanna do something else? No. Grandma Soulworth, we're in the same sorority. She came up with the definition of devastation. So, did you have that feeling or emotion talking about exactly what social media was? Was it under a negative connotation like devastation, or was it something else? Would you consider it negative? You have more positive. So, can you all share what your definition was? What was your name?
My name is JC.
Hey, JC.
We basically said the same thing. It's just a way of communicating online.
Okay. All right, so I'm going to share with you the working definition that we're going to have today. And you all, we can say yay or nay, we can change it, but this is kind of what I came up with. It is, social media is a way to say, a way people stay connected to others. Can we agree with that? Yes. There's many different platforms. There's a whole lot of different connotations to them, and there's a whole bunch of what we would call social media. So who can give me a list? How many social media apps did you come up with? What's your name, sweetheart?
George.
George. Hey, George.
Let's say every app.
Yeah, let's say there's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Kik, that's I already say Tumblr.
You didn't say Tumblr.
Hey, keep up with you.
Tumblr, Pinterest, Omegle, Reddit, 4chan,
4chan.
and
YouTube.
Oh,
that's all I can think of.
All right, can anybody top 10? Did you leave any out? YouTube? Okay.
YouTube, you can sort of say Spotify because you can share playlists. And I said rap genius, so nobody agree with me because you can share your interpretation on lyrics. And that's all I can think of.
Okay, you gave me 12. Can anybody add to that list, or did he pretty much get them all?
Add one.
All right, go ahead. What is it?
Vine.
Vine, I got 13. Anything else?
Did you say Twitter?
Email.
Yeah.
I guess.
We're not going to count email because that's a separate platform. Remember, this is a way for us to stay connected to others. Most teens don't use email as much as someone my age might use it. You all stay connected a lot more through social media apps and things like that. Me and Grandma Soar, we came up with 4. We only had Facebook. What did we have? We had 5. Go ahead, Grandma Soar. What can you name them for us?
They've named all of them already. Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat. Yes. Help me.
The Snapchat, and we came up with Instagram.
Instagram. Yeah.
All right. So, yeah, I think that was it we had. Yeah, before I started to really research this, I could only name that big 4 too. Chances are those big 4 are not ones that you're using as much as someone who is over 25 years old might use. They're kind of old, they're kind of static, they're flat, they're plastic, they don't move. You all like things that move, keep you engaged, keep you going, and are instant. So now what I want you to do is take your phone out and well, open it. You gotta unlock it, I guess. Tell me the one that you would normally go to. If you were bored at this very moment, which one app would you go to?
Snapchat.
Snapchat?
Facebook.
You would use Facebook?
I mean, yeah, that's my like main page.
Okay, so Snapchat and
Instagram.
Instagram.
Twitter.
Jalen?
Safari.
Safari, that's just an internet-based browser. So I'm talking about an actual social media application where you're instantly able to connect with a friend. So which one would you go to?
Message app.
Okay, like WhatsApp or something like that. Social media in itself is like a catch-all term, like air. When I say, what do you breathe? What are you all going to tell me?
Air.
Air. And air, we all know, we've taken any sort of life science class, we know air is made up of a whole bunch of different molecules and things like that Ms. Hall is just not that understanding of. We can say oxygen, we can say a whole lot of different things. So it's just really this catch-all term that we use to describe this way that we connect with people. We share content, meaning we share pictures, right? We share texts. We can share videos. Are those the apps that you like to use? Instagram and Snapchat allows you to do that. So that's what we're talking about. So we're going to play a game, kind of, sort of. It's a true-false game. I'm going to keep score. No, I'm just playing. We're just going to do true or false, and you all let me know. Respond back to me, okay? I like it when we talk. All right. Question number 1. Facebook is the most popular social media site used by teens.
False.
Turn and talk if you want to do it.
False.
False.
All right.
Used
What
to
you
be
think,
true.
Grandma Silver?
False.
Absolutely false. You guys aren't using Facebook anymore. It's kind of dated. And your grandmothers are on there.
We forgot my.
Do you want to be on there? Do you want to like add grandma as a friend? No, probably not. You're like, oh no, we stay far away from family as possible. But there is a steadily decline of Facebook over the last 2 or 3 years. And then you do you prefer networks that kind of keep you engaged with video, the stickers, stuff like that. True or false? Is that pretty accurate? Yeah. So like I'm still an avid Facebook user because I like to share my thoughts and they're long sometimes. But you guys like really short bursts of information. Is that true or false? Like get to the point, go.
True.
You don't want all this thinking because you all have tons of reading to do in your classes. Who wants to read that on their phone, right? All right. You ready for the next question? True or false? Twitter only allows short messages to be shared with others.
True.
Turn and talk. We're not
It
sure.
only has like 140.
I might be thinking of something else, but
That's true.
That's true.
What's my answer from the group?
True.
All right, so yes, this is true. You can only type about 140 characters at a time on Twitter. Who's actively using Twitter? All right, is that still a go-to for you since we didn't name it? No. All right, again, Twitter is also kind of using younger users because you like a more instant sort of form of communication. It can be helpful. I know businesses have Twitter pages, but let's face it, if your parents are doing it, you probably don't want to do it either. True or false?
Sure.
Right, okay. And we call them tweets. People, when we put on Twitter, update on Twitter, we call them tweets. All right, next question. Kik is the safest app to use because you can only message people you have already in your phone book.
False.
That's absolutely false. Within Kik, there's several different apps in it, and it connects you to a larger network. So you start off with people that you know with most apps, and then you can kind of start sharing, and then other people get involved in it. And then you can also use Kik on your computer. I don't know if you guys know that, but you just download something on your computer, you can use it. So you don't even really need a phone. So essentially, you can talk to anybody that you want to. Most of you talk to people at your school. True or false?
True.
You talk to people that you know. But then there's some people that you know that you don't know, that they know that you don't know, correct? Well, now those people become strangers, and now they have access to you. Can that be potentially dangerous? Yeah, it can, even if it's a kid. So for the most part, I'm not talking about the predator behind the computer. I'm talking about other people that you just don't know. And if we don't know a person, can we necessarily trust them? No. So you kind of put yourself with all these apps to kind of get information, and people can get information on you that you don't know. So now open your application of choice. So some of you also have Snapchat, some of you also have Instagram. And tell me if your page is blocked or restricted, or tell me if it's public. Hi.
Are we getting
You're public.
I'm only on Facebook. I'm only with friends. I only have only my friends so allowed to
So only friends can see, or can friends of friends see you?
only friends of my only just my friends.
Only just your friends.
Only
Okay.
see my profile.
Private.
Private. Some of us are private. How many of you don't know?
Bless you.
Anybody don't know what their privacy settings are on their phone? That's when it starts to become dangerous, when you don't know. The best thing that you can do to keep yourself safe on any app is to make sure you're only talking to people that you actually know. Another thing within your apps is that you're not in-app sharing. App developers don't get their money because you downloaded a free app. They get their money based on ads or how many people are using it at a time. So if I can attract 10,000 people in a second, but you only know 5 of them, is that helping me make any money? No. So they build in apps within apps, so then you start sharing. You could be possibly sharing information with people around the world and you don't know. Because you clicked on something somewhere because you were trying to find something out. I know how it is. You're trying to find something out quick. And you put something within your app that you don't even use, but it's allowing you to have people to have access to it. I truly believe most people don't want to do others harm, but there's some people out here who are just curious and they go too far. Who heard about the Sony Hack? We heard about that. Do you think those people got any kick out of it other than knowing that we shut down a major organization? Did they want any money from it? No. That's just important to them. Like, I can do something that other people can't do. And for your generation, that's pretty important to stand out and be unique. Let's see, next question. Texting is more popular than talking among teens.
True.
We got true? What do parents say? What do you guys say?
Yeah.
True.
This is false.
Ooh, I knew it. I like text.
Again, if you, okay, you have to think of this as a money thing. You're not, people or organizations aren't getting a lot of money just from your texting. You guys are talkers too. I don't know what y'all talk about. I don't know. But studies show over and over again that heavy texters, or people who spend more than 100 texts a day, are also heavy talkers. They spend more than 3 hours a day talking. Not continuous, but on and off of the phone. Y'all just have a lot of stuff to say. I don't know what y'all are talking about, but that's fine. That's what teens are supposed to do. I work at an elementary school. So my babies, my 5-year-olds, they don't really talk a lot. But my 5th graders, they talk all the time. My niece is 13, she's in 8th grade. She always has something to say. It may not even be, meaningful in my opinion, but she just has thoughts and she shares them. So I'm pretty sure that you guys are the same way. You always have something to say or something to share or something to laugh about with your friends. And that's fine, that's where you're supposed to be. Alright, Instagram is a photo and video sharing site.
True.
Absolutely, we know that. Instagram added video 2 years ago now, and you can do video. If you didn't know, parents, for about 15 seconds. You can do that, and can't really edit it, but you can kind of delete and then kind of keep going. And most of the time, if you're not paying attention, you're sharing that publicly. If you've added a hashtag onto your video or your photo, you've also made yourself susceptible for public distribution. So I know some of us OD on hashtag funny, hashtag out, hashtag sleep, hashtag bored, I don't know. But when you do that, you allow yourself to be searchable. And you can do that within your Instagram. So if you have Instagram, let's open it now. And where that little microscope is, you can just search a hashtag, whatever, and then you can see what everybody has put on there. So let's hashtag bored and see how many people were bored today.
What?
Lord.
78 million.
Is that what the hit was?
Yeah.
So now you have access to 78 million people, which is probably more people than you know, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Most of those people on their phone probably have a private profile. But because they have a public hashtag, it allows people to communicate with them. So, okay, you're cute. That's usually what happens. Let's be friends with you. You want friends, you want likes. Okay, sure, we'll add you. It happens too quickly. Or you might have one mutual friend who's like a distant cousin. You only added them because your mom told you to. And now they have access to you. It happens very quickly.
For 78 million, I mean, that's overwhelming. It just boggles my mind, and so all of that information is crossing that many people?
Yeah, it's happening
One
quick.
push of a button?
Yeah, I had another video that it's actually dated. It's probably like 5 years old, about sharing and information and how quickly our generation now of just sharing stuff. We intentionally try to share or don't intentionally try to share. A hashtag would be an unintentional share. Like I was just trying to be funny, trying to be popular, trying to be witty or whatever, and then now all these people have access to me. Also within your Instagram app and many of your apps is the location. Do y'all have that turned off?
Yeah.
Okay. Keep it turned off.
And the importance of that is?
You know, anybody can find you. Anybody can find you and show up. Oh, I know this guy, Jalen. He goes to this one school. Yeah, I saw him. He was laughing at me in class. Let me go meet up and see where he's at. People have ill intentions, and sometimes they just do it to show power. Kids are still into this exercise of power. I have more authority over you, explicit or implicit. You all probably don't realize that what's happening, but as an adult, we do. As a counselor, I definitely do. Because half the time when kids come, when they came when I was a teacher, it was always a social concern, overwhelmingly. Not really academic, not really, sometimes we're thinking about the future, but most of the time I'm really upset because such and such said something or somebody said something else, and then we can't move forward with learning because we're stuck with what's happening in my social life. Which is normal, that's cool, it keeps me employed, so I'm with it. Let's go to the next one. On Snapchat, pictures can only be shared for 10 seconds and then they disappear forever.
False.
You guys are smart. Oh my goodness. So this is true and false. Yes, if you're on Snapchat, your picture can show up for at least 10 seconds, but the pictures never disappear on their own. They don't just evaporate and go away. They just don't get deleted from the servers. How can somebody save a picture on Snapchat?
Screenshot.
Easy. Screenshot, now I have it forever. The problem, well, we'll talk about that later. We won't go there now. True or false? Teens are very concerned about likes on their social media updates.
True.
Why? Why do you care if somebody likes what you're thinking or doing?
To look.
To look? What's your name?
To look popular. Oh, Keith.
Keith. Hey, Keith. Okay, so people can look popular
To feel happy about
to
themselves.
feel happy about themselves? Do you think that's healthy?
Yeah.
Do you think that's natural?
No.
No, it's not natural.
Why do you say it's not natural? Is it James?
Clyde.
Clive. Clive, why is it natural?
I don't think it's natural.
You don't think it's natural? Okay, can you elaborate a
It's
little bit?
like, it's not, you're supposed to like feel good about yourself for you, you don't need anybody else to make you feel good.
Okay, anybody else say that it is natural? Okay, Mom?
Sorry. So I agree with you, Clyde, right? I really do. That should be the way that it is. But I think intrinsically, we want people to like us. We want people to come into our circle and be part of who we are. But I know you're on the right track, and when you get to be my age, you'll understand that better. But for real, yeah.
That's important. It is natural. It's natural because you're still developing a sense of who you are. And a lot for people, a base I could get to this whole psychological component, but I'm just not going to impress you with all my knowledge and degrees. But what I will say is having a sense of belonging is important for all people at all ages. And it's very important for teens because you're still developing who you are. You're actualizing into the person that you will become as an adult. So a lot of times people validate who they are based upon if people think I'm cool with what I'm doing. So you were right. One more time, what's your name? Keith. I got it right. Yeah, you want to seem popular. You want to seem cool with whatever you're doing. People are like, oh, that's an okay thing to do. It inflates your sense of self-worth. That's not unnatural. What happens is when you need that to feel good about yourself, that's when it becomes unbalanced. So likes are important to you guys. And, like away, thumbs up. True or false? I don't have any, this is for the parents. I don't have anything to worry about because my child doesn't even have a phone. True or false? Yeah, that's false. So I hear a lot of that because I work with the younger demographic. Well, I don't have to worry about that, Miss Hall, because we don't even have a cell phone. Well, most apps have a desktop component where all you need is Wi-Fi, or a tablet component where all you need is Wi-Fi or the internet, and then they can access most apps. There's a few that you can't, but the ones that are popular, like your Snapchats, the Instagram, you don't need a phone to do that. And actually on my phone, I use Facebook. I'm a heavy Facebook user, and I don't have the Facebook app. I just get to it through my browser, like Jalen pointed out. All right. My child knows better than to misrepresent themselves on social media. That's for everybody. True or false? Yeah. We all think that. Parents do a really, really good job of making sure that they are well represented by your behavior, and you want to seem popular. You want to seem like you're an upstanding person, right? Right? Yeah. But the peer pressure is very, very hard to overcome, especially when you're a child. That, again, that sense of belonging is paramount for you guys. And that's natural. So people tend to do more riskier things when they're in larger groups. And social media is nothing but a big group. It's a big scene. It's a big stage to be seen. It's harder for us concrete adults, to think of it that way, but it's easier for you. We're used to people going outside, playing, or my generation hanging out at the mall. We used to hang out at gas stations. Can y'all believe that used to be cool? But it was. But we used to hang out at the gas station, especially when you had a car and gas was like 97 cents, and you would just be pumping, and you go like, I got to take a gas. And that was popular when I was in
It
high
smells
school.
like gas.
Well, some people wouldn't pump. Some people just be standing there, especially like after a football game, like it was light. So then, restrict parents. Like, who's out there? There's lights out there. Yeah, you talk your way into it. But anyway, that was popular in the 90s. May not be popular now. But that sense of belonging is still very, very important to you. Another thing is that your brain is still developing. The part of your brain where judgment is, or the ability to make choices, is in the front part of your brain. So everybody touch your forehead. For you all, it regresses. That means it slows down a little bit. So from a parent perspective, well, you were so good when you were 8 and 9, and you're like, well, I'm 15 now. Your brain has actually changed a lot in that time frame. Your ability to make decisions is compromised a little bit because it's growing. It's building neurons. It's getting better. But in the meantime, your ability to make decisions is compromised. You think what we think is risky, you all might think is just fun. Oh, I'm just having fun. That whole phrase, everybody is doing it. You may not say that, but you also don't have a good idea of risks and what they mean on the long term. Why is that? Because your brain just doesn't allow you to. That's natural. Our role as parents and teachers and counselors is to remind you, hey, you need to make a good choice. I'm pretty sure you're not thinking about doing your paper that's due in, 2 weeks from now. Why? Because you feel invincible and you can get it done in a night. True or false? True. Or you may not feel like you need to do your homework right now because you don't need to study. You got all you need, right? You all don't understand that there's long-term consequences for positive and negative choices. You might know it, you can say it, you can regurgitate it, but really taking it in, that sometimes doesn't connect, and that's natural. And that's hard for parents, it's hard for adults, but it's natural for kids. Next one. So I think you guys got pretty much an A on our first part of our true and false. So I'd like to give everybody a round of applause. So now we're going to talk about the pros and cons of some of the more popular apps. So I did this as an adult, researching. Would you guys say that these were some popular apps? Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Kick, Vine, Whisper.
What is Whisper?
Oh, so you guys will learn something new today? Light bulb moment. But the other ones,
I know what it is. I know what it is.
Okay. So are those pretty popular, guys?
Yeah.
I'll switch it with Tumblr though. I'll switch Whisper with Tumblr.
Okay. Okay. I wish I had did this a different way, but we'll talk about it ahead of time. Somebody give me a pro of Twitter. One more time, your name.
George.
George, yes.
You can actually get news a lot quicker on there than what you would get on CNN or the actual app.
Okay, national or international news, you can get it quicker. Any other pro?
That's the only one.
All right. I would say, parents, any pro of Twitter?
You can actually impact change, really quickly.
Yeah. So you guys know that word trending, right?
Yes.
Right. So I say a word with a hashtag, and I keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it. That repetition creates some sort of buzz. Other people start using my same hashtag, and then it becomes popular. People become aware. So Twitter is an excellent vehicle to impact change or to bring awareness to things. What was it a couple weeks ago? I can't breathe.
Yes.
Yeah. So people who may not have watched the news, didn't know about Eric Gardner, didn't know what was going on, but then they see this trend pop up on Twitter, or even it got popular on news sites. Now I have access or information to a topic that I maybe wasn't interested in or maybe not have been aware of. I think now it's I Am Charlie. That's trending now.
It's Jesus or Jesus
Charlie, yes. So I'm not aware of I wasn't aware of things happening in Paris, and I was like, what is everybody talking about with Charlie? Like, one of my friends from college was just in Paris like last week. So I'm like, what is going on? So that prompted me to dig forward, dig a little bit deeper into the situation that was happening there. So it is positive. What's the negative aspect of Twitter?
It can bring up false statements about the news. Like with the migrant situation. Yeah, once it came out, I mean, people were like thinking like it was all like bad, and so like the cop actually what the cop did was wrong, but I mean there was a whole lot of backstory to it that nobody heard about.
Okay, since I'm sharing information so quickly, I can quickly get the information wrong, right? And if I have wrong information that I didn't delete, it's still up there. People can potentially share wrong information. That's exactly correct. So yes, Twitter, we have the short messaging of thoughts or information and news. You can access information quickly. A lot of times people are friends with people who wouldn't necessarily be their friends in real life on Twitter, like celebrities. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you don't know, like, Plies or Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian seems to be, like, everywhere. Like, you're not friends with her. Or I follow Michael Costello. He's a designer. He's not coming to design anything for me. I don't have the income to buy anything from him, but I follow him. I look. So yes, you have access to information you probably wouldn't before. And to get more likes, you make your thing pop more. You make your tweets public. Or even if you didn't do that, if you hashtag, it's become public because people can pick it up in the trend. A lot of times, Twitter just becomes a vehicle of exposure for celebrities. So then they start doing things just to kind of get your attention, which also is not leading a very positive image for you. So let's talk about, what's next? Instagram. Why is Instagram so popular? You can turn and talk if you need to.
It's addictive, I guess.
It can be, yeah. Who spends hours scrolling? Just keep going up. Just keep going up. Just keep going up. You spend a long time just going up and like, oh no, I was liking something and I actually went back to the top and you gotta kind of start over. Yeah. Okay. So we didn't have any pros or cons on Twitter. I mean, on Instagram. We can't come up with any. Alright. Instagram is popular because it shares those many modes of communication that you like. Pictures, videos. You can comment on people's pictures. If you do the really popular ones, I also follow Candy Burris from Real Housewives of Atlanta. I follow her because she has a clothing store. I really like clothes, but I follow her, and people are like advertising stuff on her page, so it becomes an advertising tool with that. What you need to know is that people, again, are in there for the likes. They like the memes or the little words that you put up with phrases or something that's popular, and they keep going up. Problem with Instagram is that you can kind of take a picture of anybody's stuff and pose it as your own. My niece, we just got into an argument a couple weeks ago because she thought it was fun to post conversations that she was having with people kind of on Instagram. She thought it was funny. She thought it was fun. But then the stuff that they were talking about, they're kind of burning each other. You know what I mean by burn? Like kind of like roasting each other. Is that the word that y'all use? Or something like that? Okay, she said burn. Like we're just burning for fun. But it can kind of get taken out of context very quickly. So she's an honor roll student, she's a cheerleader, she's popular, but even she doesn't make great decisions all the time. So, and then you have the private messaging. Do y'all ever DM anybody on Instagram? That information can get easily shared that way as well. And if you don't know who you're talking to, you don't know who you're following, that can potentially be very dangerous.
I'm sorry, what's DM?
Direct message, you can privately message a person on Instagram now. That's been out for maybe about a year. You just take a picture, and when you go to share, it'll say, well, who do you want to send it to? You want to share with everybody, like on your profile, or do you want to just send it to specific people? And you can talk that way too. That way that stuff never kind of goes on your trend line, and it's difficult to kind of source sometimes. So if your mom like, give me your phone, like, won't find anything. Yeah, I know, because it was in your DM. Snapchat, why is that popular? What's a pro?
It shows live events now. Like it showed a live event of the tech convention at Las Vegas. It shows live events of Comic-Con and college football. And it shows people saw pictures and experience of like in the locker room.
Right.
It's like a background in depth behind the scenes look at things.
So you have information that you otherwise wouldn't have before. So who is preparing to watch the Carolina game today?
Yeah.
Okay, I hope you guys lose. But anyway, just playing.
Yeah.
But again, you have inside information that other people don't have because you're watching them practice. You're watching them come up with a new strategy. So that who are y'all playing? The Cowboys?
Louisville.
Y'all playing the Cowboys?
I thought you were talking about
Seahawks.
Oh, y'all playing? Ooh, yeah. I think that's why I didn't want y'all to win because I want the Seahawks to win the Super Bowl.
No.
So, yeah, my team is out, so I had to go with another team.
Who's your team?
Steelers.
You my best friend now.
I know, and you're laughing at me. I know, I teared up when those 2 interceptions hit the end zone, so I'm with it. I'll let you have your laugh at my expense. It's fine. But anyway, yeah, you have this inside information on Snapchat that other people wouldn't have, and it's quick, it's to the point. A lot of times, information on Snapchat is just silly stuff, and you kind of do it. It creates a sense of risk because you're like, oh, well, no one's gonna see it. It's only up there for 10 seconds. But then we forget, because we often do forget that sometimes people can screenshot and they save it. It never really goes away. The whole idea of Snapchat was developed so people like you would use it quickly. Have this sense of inhibition or saying that I can do it and not get caught. That's typical of teens, not a bad thing, but it creates, it makes people do riskier things or things they would not have done if you knew it was going to be up there static, like Instagram or something like that. Yes, sir.
And you can send money now.
And now you can send money. That sounds dangerous. All right, Kick. Why is that popular?
It's basically like another way of texting.
You can text people that don't have a data plan.
Anonymous.
It's free, unlimited.
Anonymous.
It can be. Well, not on Kick. There's other ones that make it a little bit anonymous. On Kick, they make you have to do a name on there, but there's no limit on your character space. You can keep going and going and going and going and going. Great for arguments. No, I'm just playing. But you can kind of go and. But what you're not getting is that people can copy it and share it across your platforms because it's another in-app. There's other apps within Kick, but you may not know we're sharing if you don't have that turned off. And even if you do, app developers are getting very savvy, so they can do it and you don't even know. So it kind of makes it dangerous. And you're easily searchable on there too. So because your real name is there, somebody can search you and just kind of have access to everything on people, PIPL, very easily. Vine. Why is Vine so popular?
It's funny.
It's funny.
It's funny.
I have that as a pro. It's non-stop video. It's usually funny. You know, funny things or quick things to kind of get a chuckle out of people. Problem with Vine is that it's highly inappropriate. Most stuff on Vine is highly sexual in nature or violent in nature. Not positive stuff that you really want your mom seeing that you're sharing. Another thing is people can film you and you don't even know that you've been filmed. And now they're sharing it with the world. And they've hashtagged you, so then it's all over the place. And here you are just scrolling and you see it. Oh, that's embarrassing. Never happened to me, but I do know people that's happened to. Terrible stuff. Let's see. What else do I have? Now we're at Whisper. So, what's Whisper? Mm-hmm.
It's like the website where you share your confessions and stuff anonymous.
So that's the pro of Whisper. I can talk about people or share what's going on and nobody has to know it's me. The con of that is a lot of those confessions are very dark thoughts, inappropriate. Most times sexual. Most times it's just not stuff that you would ordinarily want to be exposed as talking about or thinking about. So, and then within that app, Whisper and anonymous apps, they encourage you to meet up with people and actually go for the gusto of whatever it is that you were talking about, to confess about. Does that even sound like a right thing to do?
No.
Doesn't sound like a positive judgment system. Do people do it?
Probably.
Yeah. They wouldn't have it out and try to get advertisers and make money if they didn't think people would want to do it. So, there you go. So let's talk about, we talked about pros and cons. We talked about some truths. We've developed some truths. So let's talk about ways that you can stay safe. So I'm very curious as to what you all think ways that you can stay safe by using your social media apps. So we're going to turn and talk again. I want you all to come up with at least 2 ways that you can develop a safety plan for yourselves. And then me and the parents are going to do that.
Yeah.
Okay, which group's going first? Give me 2 ways you can remain safe on social media.
You can keep your page private and watch out for what you post.
Alright, keep your page private. Be more mindful, okay? Did y'all have anything different? That's the only 2 y'all came up with? Is that really? Yes, ma'am. What's your name? I didn't get your name. Elena.
Only talk to people you know.
Talk to people you know. That's probably one of the best ones. Anything else? Alright, I have a slew. Me and the parents came up with some good ones, but we're gonna do, you all said some of the ones I listed have other ones. Alright, so the first thing I would say, just as a counselor, and usually social media is at the epicenter of disagreements, is to have an open line of communication with your parents. Okay, because ultimately they're the ones responsible for you. We don't have a good relationship with a parent, then an open line of communication with a trusted adult. Talk about what it is that's going on. Let them see your phone. I promise you, they're not out to get you. Ooh, you're taking away my phone. No, I mean, we paid for the data plan. That's why. We want you to have it. We want you to be able to communicate. But what we also want you to do is communicate freely with us and openly. If you've done something with the whole issue with my niece, that was us just talking. I didn't call her. We were texting, we were DMing each other. And I was saying, take this down, blah, blah, blah. And she was saying why she didn't want to. And I said, well, do you want your mom to see it? No, I don't. And she took it down. It's just an open line of communication because I'm another adult that she trusts other than her mom. I think I had a group here say restrict your profile. Yes, that helps you to a degree. Turn your location services off. A lot of time your location service is on just on your phone. So if you have, who has an iPhone? Let's go to our iPhones. Unlock them. That's all. Okay. Let's go to settings. I don't know how to do it on an Android, but I'm sure you can. Alright, let's go to general. Go back. Hold on, I gotta do it. I have to do it myself before I can set it up. Because I'm going to show you most of the time you have your location services turned on and you don't even know that. Okay, sorry. Go back to settings and then go to privacy. You see your location services? Is it turned off or on?
On.
So you may have disabled it on your app, but your phone supersedes your app. Alright, let's keep going. Where's another thing I want to show y'all? Okay, so click on location services. Scroll down to where it says system preferences.
System services.
Well, yeah, that too. System services. Do you see frequent locations?
Yeah.
Turn it, click it. It should show you there at the bottom history every time that you access the internet. Places that you were.
Ooh, that's good.
I'm sorry, say that again.
After you go, let me go back for system services.
Where's this at?
Frequent locations.
Is it the same as location-based ads?
What version of iPhone do you have? Is it a 5?
What?
4?
Where's
I
this?
don't know how to do it 4.
Right.
Home.
So if you have frequent locations, and it shows you where you are. You can check. I was in Ohio on 12/30. I was in Springfield, Ohio on 12/26. That's where I'm from. That was Christmas. If you click on it, it'll tell you exactly where you were, which is 128 West Parkwood. That's where my parents live. That's where I was on Christmas.
Where was it? Where's
Go back.
You don't have any.
System services, can we start there? Where are you?
On settings.
Okay, from the beginning.
On settings.
Settings, go to privacy.
Oh.
George, no.
Location.
Location services. Go down. System services.
Huh?
Go down, frequent locations. There you go.
Does that mean people can like look at where I live and stuff?
People can find where you are. Your phone is telling them. You don't even know that. For parents, they like this one. For parents, use your network of friends. What we like to do as counselors is have like, when it has a problem like this cell phone contract, but you can just do it with your kids and say, yes, I'll get you a phone, yes, I'll get you a data plan, but, and yeah, you can have all these things, but I'm your friend. Your dad's your friend. Your cousin's your friend. Your aunt's your friend. My friend is your friend. And have your network look after what's going on, what your kids are posting. That's easy.
Can they block them?
You can block them, but I mean, what my niece likes to do is change her name. You know, I follow like 400 people on Instagram, and so she changes her name frequently. That's usually very popular, so I always have to find her. But people can figure it out. Like, this is one person posting stuff that other people aren't posting. Like, who is this? And I'll look, like, oh, school stuff. I don't know who these people are. Who is this? And I'll figure it out. But your own network can watch over what's kind of going on. Because a lot of times her mom doesn't look. I look. I'm on there. Because, you know, I don't have kids, so have more free time, right? So, yeah, and I look. So use your own network. Another thing for parents is require your child to have as many real-life experiences, even y'all as kids, have as many real-life experiences as you can with social media experiences. People are not who they pretend to post to be. I saw that on a meme yesterday on Instagram. People fake and lie about who they are on Instagram or whatever site to be popular, to do whatever it fits at the moment, to be the person that they think they want to be. But in real life, they're somebody else. Be aware of that at all times. If you don't have that balance, it's easy to get caught into who you think you might be on social media and not be who you really are. So if you want to try for the basketball team at your school, do it. If you didn't make it, do intramurals. If you don't want to do that, you know, join the Y. Have a real life experience so it's just not always on your phone or your tablet or something. It's very important for you. Parents, encourage some character development. A lot of times, it doesn't happen when you're online. It happens with a real life experience that I can feel, I can touch. This really happened. That happens only in real life. That happens when you're on a team. It happens when you're at Boy Scouts. It happens when you're in a club. It didn't happen when I'm faking or posing online. So you develop character by having the experience. Stranger danger is still a real thing. We don't do that in elementary anymore, but that's still something that we have to consider when we're raising our kids and being positive role models. Strangers are out there. Some people have ill intentions. And then also, just stay abreast. Stay in the know. I did this presentation for Mr. Jackson's wife, who's my coworker, in September, and like what was popular then as far as what was trending is completely forgotten now. So stay in the know, stay abreast. You do that by talking to your team. You do that by being in the know. You just do that from the experience, the shared experience of communication. Because there's always something new coming out. Like your mainframes of Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, we know them because they've been around for a long time, and we may not, I didn't know about Snapchat until the fall. Or Glide, or Tango, or all these things, Uvu, Ghosty, y'all are looking like, what? All it takes is for one person in your circle to use it, and then you all start using it. So as stuff becomes, because I didn't know about Glide until my friends told me, like, hey, just talk to me on Glide so we can talk and still do what we need to do. And so one person in your circle, that's all it takes, and then it becomes popular. So, do you have any more questions, comments, concerns, observations that you need to share at this time? Well, I think I took about 30 minutes of your time today, but I hope you have been informed or at least learned at least one something new today. But that's all I have to share for today. Thank you for inviting me, and be safe, guys, okay?